Hello YouTube and hello Steemit.com. EM3 here, coming to you with an end of the year garden wrap up. Also, if you haven't heard about or haven't joined Steemit.com yet, you should definitely check it out. Especially if you've gotten curious at all about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and things like that, or the blockchain. There's so much information, and it's the platform where you can hop on there, write some articles, maybe earn a little bit of cryptocurrency, and learn all that you can to get started in the cryptocurrency sphere. Alright, so be sure and check that out. I'll have a link down below with my blog there, and where you can also check out the main page. Okay? Alright, so we had a garden this year. We're in suburbia, so we have a small garden. But health and nutrition and also finances are a big thing for us. So we did have our garden. I'm going to go and show you around, and we have a couple of garden critters as well, a couple of praying mantis that I saw. Hopefully you'll still be able to see them. But we're just going to talk about what we grew, what our successes and failures were. This is the sort of thing that you like. Stick around. So these tomato plants right here that were behind me were both grown from seed that we had saved, and I don't think we had labeled them anything, but as you can see there, even though that one has some damage, I believe that these were Roma tomatoes. The shape and the taste is the same as Roma tomatoes, even though the size is much smaller. They probably crossbred a little bit. And then next to it we had these, which are almost like a beefsteak tomato, but they're yellow. So again, some seeds that we saved, maybe they had crossbred and that produced that, but they've made some good tomatoes for us. We've harvested about 10 that are probably about that size right there. Not a ton, but we did get quite a few. I see the branch is falling over there. Down below here we have some mint planted, because one thing that's important if you're going to have your own garden, or if you like nutrition, they are your cooking herbs. And mint, even though it's not going to be a traditional or common cooking herb, you use it in tea and for health benefits. Here we have a pot as well of the mint. All of this I had harvested for free from somebody who was just ripping it out. They didn't want it anymore, so I got it for free. Here we have a box with lavender. We still have one of our onions in the ground. I think we pulled out all the others. This was the only one that still had green on it. I don't think I said yet, but if you're watching it anytime soon, I mean, it's a current video. Today's date is the 13th of October. Here we have lavender. We've been picking off these heads right here, just snapping them off and drying them so we can have lavender tea, and maybe even if we end up making any soap this fall or winter, which I don't think we will this year, but we could add the lavender to that soap. Here we have pumpkin patch just growing here in the corner of our patio space area. Another lavender plant right there. And from this squash plant, actually squash, not pumpkin, we've harvested, I believe it's 3 of these butternut squash. This is the smallest. We're leaving it on the vine, but I don't think it's going to grow much more. The biggest one wasn't huge, but it was about 2 to 3 times this size. We had another squash plant right here, and we got a few off of it, but not that many. I don't know if you can see right there, there's one that's trying to get started, but it probably isn't going to have time to grow this year. There's some pepper plants we just tossed in there. Didn't really come of much. Here's our basil, another garden herb, and I love basil. I just can sit here and eat it right here. We got these planted late. The seeds just wouldn't come up. Finally, we got some to germinate and come up. And they've done okay, but we haven't really been able to harvest that much. Creeping rosemary. I purchased that one, but we love rosemary for a lot of your meat cooking. We've got a few strawberries that were given to us. We did actually get like 2 strawberries off of that. Chives. Peppers. A lot more pepper plants actually from that pot right there, but we took them off, took them out of there, spread them out. There were too many, put them amongst there. Alright, so all in this space right here, this is all kale. And if you look at it, I mean, we have been harvesting since it was this big right here, all the way up for smoothies mostly. And I don't know, we got at least 3 months of harvest and the plants still aren't any bigger than that. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Alright, I had forgotten about it, but one of the praying mantis that I'd seen was here on the chives. I didn't see it jump right now when I brushed across it, but I also don't see it in front of this plant right here, if you can see it. This is, let me see if there's that's kind of a good representative leaf. This one's better. That's a lamb's quarter. And so I was harvesting the lamb's quarter. I think that's bugs on there. I don't think that's the seeds. I'll have to look at that better later. I was harvesting the lamb's quarter to go in the smoothies as well. My wife wasn't, but I was doing that. So it is a wild edible that we just let grow here. Right over here is Swiss chard. That was also planted in May or June, and we still have it going. Uh-oh, did we forget about a pepper we'd harvested? Looks like that spent the night there. Big old pepper. More rosemary. Some more tomatoes that we planted from seed. They're like a purple variety, it looks like. Now if you notice, these are starting to get some powdery mildew, so I'm going to be taking all of these out because you don't want to let that spread. You want to cut all of that out as soon as you see it so it doesn't spread in your garden. Different garden greens. Most of this grew from seeds from the lettuces that grew up, produced seed, and then they dropped their seed down. Most of that is from that. There's some cilantro along this edge that my wife did plant. We've got some sweet potato vines growing here and here that we had taken off of some sweet potato plants. They were just the slips that grow out from there. Here are 2 kohlrabi. Maybe there's 3. This big old plant right here is a, I don't know if you can see it back there. It's a Brussels sprouts, but I don't know. Oops. Yeah, I guess on that one over there you can kind of see some Brussels sprouts growing, but we didn't really have a bunch of luck with that this year. So here's all of our tomato plants. In this space here there was at least 10 to 15 tomato plants and another 8 to 12 in this space right here. These cherry tomatoes have been wonderful. There's some down there, some back there that have fallen over to that side. I mean, we've gotten so many cherry tomatoes, a bunch of these bigger tomatoes right here. We've gotten so many given away, we've canned. So the tomatoes have been great. Down here you'll see the yellow marigold. There's an orange one. Here is some oregano. That's the slips right there off the sweet potatoes that we just, when they broke them off to cook, we just planted them. Another pepper in there. There's a beet, a couple beets in there. Okay, all this spot right here, we had just cleared it out. There was just grass, weeds growing, and my wife replanted it here. Now check this out. Just because we keep saving our seeds and such, we've got tomato plants growing up as weeds amongst the cracks. Also here, we had some lettuces that were drying that we didn't get all the seeds stripped off before maybe the wind blew them. So we've got lettuces and things growing in the cracks. I mean, they're never going to make it, but thought that was pretty neat. All right, now where was our... Yeah, right up here is our garden friend, the praying mantis. For some reason, she was over there on the driveway earlier. I rescued her and brought her back up here. We've had a number of these. We've shown in some videos throughout the year. They're very friendly, but they are good about getting rid of garden pests. So she is your friend. She's got a big abdomen, which means she's going to have the eggs to lay for an egg sac, so that there will be a generation of these praying mantis next year. So if you see these guys, don't ever take them out. They are garden friendly. There's a smaller, the one I was looking for was a smaller, much lighter green color one that was right here. So I'll keep my eye open, maybe I'll see it. This plant growing on the fence right here is loofah. Now look at this one. Look at the size of this plant, of this fruit, compared to my arm. Now these fruit up to a little bit smaller than this can be cooked and eaten kind of like squash. They're still tender, but if they get this size or much bigger, they're too big. But what you want to grow them for are the bathing sponges. Look up loofah, L-U-F-F-A, I believe, for washing dishes, for bathing, exfoliation, etc. And these are just huge. I mean, we're going to be able to cut at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loofah sponges from that one alone. Here's another huge one on the other side of the fence. There's 3 ones that are this big or bigger. There's another one that's growing. And then we got this vine started late. We didn't even think that it was going to make it in time. But once it started making fruit and the fruit was setting, you know, it's just been growing like crazy. More cilantro and salad greens. We planted a fall crop, so that's kind of a fall crop. This one as well, of snow peas. Got a whole bunch on there right now, I'm noticing. You know, we'd had some early summer ones and then they dried up. Here's some more of the, lamb's quarter. I'm just letting, it's a weed to most people, but I'm just letting it go to seed because for us, it's a free green vegetable. Here's some cilantro that's bolting. It hasn't been hot, so I don't know why it's bolting, but it is. Here's some radishes. This is where our cucumbers were, as you can see from all the lines there. And the main thing I was hoping for were these right here, the basil, but there was like 8 or 10 of them that were growing underneath the cucumbers that it looks like, I don't know if they're just not going to make it at all or what, because there's only 2 left. Another volunteer tomato, we'll probably just pull out another volunteer tomato. I don't know if these are radishes or broccoli. My wife planted them, but here's a big comfrey plant. This was given to us, a nice huge root that this one had on it, and it is just grown like crazy this year. But this is great for mineralizing, for fertilizing your garden, because it draws up a lot of nutrients and minerals from the soil and it can redistribute it. It's also called knit bone, like you're knitting something together, because it has an amazing property of being able to heal minor injuries, cuts, bruised bones, things like that. There's our tomatoes. Again, you can see looks like powdery mildew. Here's some lemon balm growing here. It'll do a lot better probably once I get the tomatoes cut back. I don't know if you saw it, we've got mint growing right here. Again, this was, I saved it from somebody else. They were just taking it out. I got it planted. One thing about mint that you should know is it is prolific, which is a good thing if you like garden herbs and mint like we do, because we've harvested and dried a whole bunch. But if that's a problem for you, like it was for the people that I rescued this from, you know, you've got to just keep it trimmed back. You have to be good about it, because you let a whole bunch of this get going, and before you know it, it'll be, you know, quite thoroughly spread. Some more peppers. We have a blueberry bush that's just not doing that great. I need to try and acidify the soil a little bit more. And then we have our compost pile, which is not in great shape right now. I'm gonna have to go through and actually do some work on it to get it all turned over and mixed between the browns and the greens, or the fresh stuff and the brown or dry stuff better. And then we have more of the lamb's quarter and all of its seeds going back here. And like I say, I mean, that is a ton of seed, but for me, these guys are beneficial, so I'm letting it go. Here's our raspberry plant that we also rescued. It's kind of a wild variety, so it's not going to have huge berries, but it's going to be very hardy, so we don't have to worry about it at all making it through the winter here. All right, well, what else to say? Hopefully that was all clear and you're able to see everything well. Again, it's a small yard, but it has done well for us. We've gotten, I don't know, at least 100 pounds, if not 200 or 300 pounds of tomatoes this year. And that cost less than $20 for the tomato plants, maybe much less than that. because I bought them in trays of 12. All the salad greens, the cilantro, everything that we use for the smoothies. I mean, I started calculating how much a smoothie would cost if you bought one at the store. And I mean, we've saved $500 or more from those salad greens that we were using to make our breakfast smoothies. So it's been good. Our first year in the Michigan summer, it worked out well for us, even with the small space. We're probably gonna, grow even more next year. So anyway, I hope you like this review. Thank you for joining me. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.